Hey, welcome back to the channel, everybody. So it is Sunday, March 19th, right at 2:30 in the afternoon. The temperature is 58 degrees and the humidity is 25%, and it feels fantastic. There is a light breeze. It's got a little chill to it, but overall it feels great out here in the sun. So if you can't tell from the B-roll, the intro footage, the bees are definitely enjoying this sunny, warm afternoon. So I was just out here yesterday, and if you can tell, or if you can see that double 5-frame nuke, or if you haven't watched the previous video, that's what I was out here doing, which was moving the swarm we captured from the tree right here that still has a few field bees kind of checking it out. Moved the swarm over into some 5-frame equipment. That was yesterday. So what brings me out here today is hive number 1. So hive number 1, more in the shade than the rest of the colonies for this time of day. I did crack the hive bodies apart yesterday due to the lack of front entrance activity, and they're still alive. As you can see, some field bees coming and going. But with the freeze warning we received yesterday, that is supposed to be happening right now all the way through Monday morning. It says for inland Onslow County, which I kind of thought we were, but maybe not. I don't think we're going to get a freeze. But anyway, that got me to thinking about hive number 1 and how they've been limping along. And a few other local beekeepers in the club, they're kind of experiencing the same thing with some of their colonies that overwintered. They're just kind of struggling right now. And what they've done, and what I probably should have done a few weeks ago, is they reduced their colonies into some 5-frame equipment, and that is exactly what brings me out here today. So I'm going to reduce number 1 here, the brood, most of the brood, 2 or 3 frames from a week or 2 ago. So I really wouldn't be surprised if it's more than that, just because this queen is just slow to build up, I guess. I'm going to reduce them to some medium equipment, but 5-frame. So as y'all know, and if you don't know, I'll explain it here in a second, that should get the colony really moving in the right direction, because if they only have 2 or 3, maybe 4 frames of brood, and they're in 10-frame equipment and with deep on top, it's really just too much space for them. Now that deep does have a few nice frames, unless they've consumed it, but I kind of doubt that. It does have a few nice frames of food stores. So what I plan on doing with that is basically moving it to the front of the yard underneath the 3rd swarm trap, and just letting the rest of the colonies, now that we have a few, letting them just rob it out and using those resources. So like usual, enough of me yapping. Let me get the smoker going, get suited up, and we'll get into hive number 1 here, take a look at them first, and if they haven't improved, or if they're looking pretty much the same as last week, that's the plan. I'm going to end up reducing them into some 5-frame equipment. All right, let's get to it. All right, got the smoker lit, got my nuke box set up right next to hive number 1. Let's pop the top, see what they're up to. Like I was saying, it might just be too much space for them right now. Not sure if the sugar water has gone bad. It doesn't smell bad, but it also doesn't really look like they're using it that well. So I'm just gonna pull it out, set this aside. Let's see. You can usually smell if it's really bad. No, it smells good. I'm gonna set this aside for the other colonies to use. All right, not really surprised. I'll show you all what I'm talking about, but no real evidence of bees in the top box. So let's go through these frames real quick, see if we can just assess what's going on. Which ain't much. I'm really looking to see if they have any food stores. So they have a little capped honey there, capped honey there. Same thing on the next frame. So like I was saying, I'm just going to leave this out for the rest of the colonies to rob out. Yeah, I actually have a decent amount. This frame actually has some weight to it. Alright, 2 more frames. Yeah, that's not really what you want to see. Wax moth looking action. Alright. Yeah, let me pull this box off, get into the bottom, and we'll see what's going on there. Yeah, this is what I'm talking about. Not not a whole lot of bees at all. So I'm glad I'm out here to reduce them to a 5 frame. But yeah, let's go through same thing. Let's go through this bottom box. Let's go through this bottom box and see if we can figure out what's going on here. Assuming there's still queen right, it's always good to have a queen clip handy and ready. Alright, so outer frame, nothing. Same thing. Outer frame's just not a whole lot going on at all. Nice drawn comb. Alright, here we go. So that's kind of concerning. A whole bunch of captive brood. Huh. Yeah, a whole bunch of captive brood on that one. This is the first frame. We actually have some bees. And there's the queen. Right there in the center. And let's cage her first, and then I'll take a closer look at the cells. Alright, she's caged. And let's see, I'm not seeing any eggs, which is kind of odd, especially the frame she's on. And I don't know if the GoPro is really going to be able to focus on this, but it looks like the bees might be chewing open the brood right there, if you can see that or not. So that's concerning as well, especially since I've been treating them. So let's see what's on the next frame. Grab my flashlight too. Oh yeah, we have a whole bunch of larvae in the later stage, which was capped. I'll show you the bottom of the box, the bottom board. Show you all what that looks like. Yeah, I don't see any eggs. Nothing. Alright, let's see. It's a nice frame of honey, so that'll go over with them. That they're not really touching at all. It's kind of odd. And I guess that's a halfway decent frame to move over. And might leave this frame exposed for the other colonies to chew it out. And this frame here, it's got some wax, so that's fine. Yeah, let me show you all what I'm talking about on the bottom board here. So if you can see that or not, hopefully you can. Not sure what's going on here. Alright, let me get everything cleaned up and we'll finish up here in a second. Alright, let's get the queen released. Let's take a closer look at her real quick. So she still has, get the bees out of the way. She doesn't look damaged. She looks like she has some nice size to her still. Alright, well, hopefully reducing the space she has to work with and the bees to keep warm. Hopefully that's a move in the right direction. I just need her to get out of the cage. There she goes. Alright, let me close it up and finish things up real quick. Alright, well, that does it for me. As you can see, hive number 1 has been reduced to a medium 5-frame nuke box. So really, just TBD on that. I'll keep a close eye on them. 2 frames of bees, maybe. Not much brood. Some brood being chewed out, which is a sign of nothing good, disease and whatnot. So that's pretty much it for today. I am glad I came out here and did what I did, because if I didn't, who knows how long they would have really made it. So hopefully, just like a few other beekeepers in the local area, hopefully this helps me as much as it did them. Maybe they just need less space to occupy and keep warm, and maybe that'll trigger the queen to increase some productivity. So, all right. Hey, thanks for watching, everybody. Cole's Farm here in Jacksonville, North Carolina. If you haven't done so, please subscribe. If you like any of our videos, hit the like button, of course. And as usual, feel free to share any of our content with your friends and family. All right, well, hey, until next time, see y'all then.